One Bedroom is the story of a young woman that leaves her hometown to pursue a designing career. She's excited to learn that she's the lucky recipient of the lease of this popular apartment, but on her first night of stay, she soon discovers that this building offers more than what can be seen on the surface. Unlike movies that offer a lot of costume changes with meanings expressed through each costume, One Bedroom focuses more on the wardrobe of the character collective, making a clear or at least semi-clear statement about who has an allegiance with who. When we meet Sarah, played by Nicole Brydon Bloom, she's attending an open house to view a one-bedroom apartment. As we walk with Sarah through the courtyard, we get a glimpse of the community. Everyone is wearing outfits that varies in combinations of colors, but they all show a concentration on blues, greens, and blacks. Sarah's wardrobe starts with variations of blue, but begins to change as she changes and becomes more comfortable with her surroundings. The community residents wear variations of green and blue, appearing to be happy, connected, and trustworthy. The uniformity of their costumes shows a reflection of confidence and faith within the community, but also gives an eerie feeling of uneasiness due to the level of harmony expressed by the residents. This feeling is also reinforced by the soundtrack and the scene editing. When we meet Brian, played by Giles Matty, during Sarah's visit to the open house event, unlike the rest of the community, he wears burgundy, a variation of red. We're not given clues to who he is at this point, but the difference of his color palette shows that the part that he plays will be a different one than everyone else. Red has many meanings relating to love or passion, but in the horror or thriller genres, it typically stands for blood, either meaning that the character will shed it or they'll inflict some sort of pain on someone else. When we meet the apartment manager Jerry, played by Taylor Nichols, he's wearing gray. It shows a clear display of the difference between himself and the other members of the community. Gray, being a mix of black and white, gives us a clue that he may have a gray way of thinking. He may be a good guy that uses the wrong methods to get things done, or he may be a bad guy that seems nice. Along Sarah's journey, we meet her dad, her co-worker Lisa, the matriarch of the community Edith, the scholar Esther, and her husband Oliver, the busybody Janice, and the socially awkward Lester. Like the majority of the community, Janice, Lester, and Oliver wear blues, but unlike the rest of the community, Edith and Esther are the only characters in the community that aren't held down by muted colors. Unlike the collective appearance adorned by the rest of the community, the brightness of the colors worn by Edith and Esther help them to stand out in the story, letting the audience know that these characters will have direct interactions with Sarah. We don't spend a lot of time getting to know Dad, played by Alan Blumenfeld, but we learn that Sarah's relationship with her dad is strained. Ironically, or maybe not, Sarah's dad and stepmom also wear blue. These two characters are not a part of the community, so the use of blue in their costumes may represent the stability in a world that's separate from Sarah's. As the story continues, the lives of the characters in these separate worlds don't generally cross paths, but clear changes in the costume colors are seen as certain characters interact with each other. When we meet Lisa, played by Celeste Sully, she's sitting so we can't see her full outfit, but we can see that she's wearing a multicolored dress or top that has black and red as base colors. Lisa's costume helps to give a look into her personality, and it's a small glimpse of how she'll handle dealing with the community members as the story unfolds. When Sarah meets Edith, played by Susan Davis, she's wearing pink. At this point, we've only seen Sarah wear pink, so we know that Edith's part will have some connection to Sarah. Pink, being a variation of red, shows us that her character will suffer or have something to do with someone else suffering. Pink provides the symbolic representation of red without showing it bluntly. Confirmation of this intention is shown a little later when we see Edith in her sleeping attire. The remaining of the characters of the story have almost static looking outfits throughout the rest of the film. The patterns change, but the color scheme remains the same. If you're interested in seeing One Bedroom, it's now available on Netflix. And on that note, have an awesome day. Be good to yourself and good to others. Peace.